let's talk about one of the most beloved Christmas songs of the last century. Adopted by each generation since its inception by the man who dubbed himself the King of Christmas back in 1958, and the 13-year-old girl who made it come to life. This is the story of Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. By the time the 1950s came along, music was totally different than it had been just 10 years earlier. But this story really starts back in 1939, when Robert L. May was hired by the Montgomery Ward department stores to write a promotional book for customers. What he came up with was a story about a reindeer who was born with something a little bit different about him. Johnny Marks, Robert's brother-in-law, absolutely loved the story and was inspired to write a song to go with it, very simply titled Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He tried to find somebody to record it, but he was interrupted by enlistment in the army for the duration of the Second World War. Afterwards, he returned home and founded St. Nicholas Incorporated in 1949, which would become the leading publisher of Christmas songs. Around the same time, the beloved crooner, Gene Autry, recorded and released Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, making it a national hit on the radio. Fast forward to less than 10 years later, and Johnny Marks considers himself the King of Christmas. He is pumping out Christmas songs left and right, but he's also not blind to the fact that music has changed. And he became interested in this cute little subgenre of rock and roll called rockabilly, with a notably more country or hillbilly sound. So he wrote a fun, modern rockabilly song about people having fun at a Christmas party. In his mind, this was his best effort to reach young people. A lot of the older generation were worried at the time that this new modernization would cause the younger generation to be less compelled to follow traditions and would thus be less interested in celebrating Christmas. So to this end, Johnny brought in 13-year-old Brenda Lee, the girl with the voice of a grown woman. Brenda was super excited to be asked, and in order to get this young girl in the spirit of Christmas, Johnny had them decorate the entire studio with lights and a Christmas tree, and the session musicians even wore Santa Claus hats. They released it in 1958, and it didn't make too many waves on the radio. However, in 1960, at the ripe old age of 15, Brenda started to become a star of her own. And that Christmas, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree went up to number 14 on the Billboard charts. They continued to release the song every year, and in 1965, it peaked at number 3. 25 years after that, Home Alone used the song, and it reached this whole new generation of kids, blowing it up all over the charts again. In 2024, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree was certified 5 times platinum, and is one of the #1 selling Christmas songs of all time. Our new classic rock Christmas-inspired merch collection is out now. If you're a dad rock geek like me, or you have one on your list, you've got to check it out. They're super fun, super cozy. You're gonna love it. Go check it out through the link in our bio.